All right, going live in three, two, one. Well, this is Soaking Up Spilled Ink with Rachel. We're up to episode number 13. I'll bring Rachel on. How are you doing this evening, Rachel?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm okay. The weather took a for here at least. I'm not sure where you are, where it is where you are, but it took a pretty. The temperatures got pretty warm. I had to turn the air conditioning
Yeah.
on for. And haven't done that in quite some time.
Oh,
So
I didn't have to turn the air on, but it did get really pretty warm. It got in the 60s, and then we're getting about a foot of snow on Friday.
yeah, yeah,
So
that's like
60-degree weather today, and then a foot of snow starting Thursday tomorrow night and all through Friday.
Tomorrow's forecast for here is us a wintry mix with daytime highs only reaching maybe 38 degrees. So,
Yeah.
one of those weird things. I
Mm,
don't know what's going on exactly, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's back down to yeah, it's 50 right now, and it's gonna get to like freezing tonight. Yeah.
Sorry, just dropped
Oh,
something
wait a
there.
minute. I had the wrong weather. That's California. It's 30 right now. Oh, and it's gonna
Oh,
snow tonight too. No, that's
I
tomorrow.
guess.
That's tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 p.m. it's gonna start and not stop until like 2 o'clock on Friday. We are getting
Oh,
a foot of snow.
wow. Okay. I don't think I'm getting that. That's interesting. So, well, hopefully,
Mm.
hopefully everything's okay with you with that. So,
Yeah,
maybe.
as long as I don't lose internet, I can still do my work. So fingers crossed. And I live across the street from a fire station, so they usually prioritize power to that, which means our power gets prioritized. So we don't usually lose power for too long. People
Okay.
around us lose it for a long time, but I think because we're right on the same line as the firehouse, we get prioritized here. It's very
I would
convenient.
I would think they would have some sort of like power generator
They
there.
definitely have a generator, but I think the power companies prioritize places like that when turning power back on, when, reestablishing power, I think. But because there are places like few streets over that have gone out for, several days at a time, and we've never been out for more than 8 hours.
Hmm. Oh,
So that's
that's
like the only thing I can think of is that it's because we're right next to the firehouse.
right. And then when you say, how often does the power go out though? Has it gone out a few times or
Yeah,
very
I
seldom?
mean, storms will knock it out. More thunderstorms usually knock it out a little bit more. Snow, when it's like really heavy, really fast, will
Mhm.
knock it out. But it's usually like downed trees and stuff taking out lines, which we have plenty of around here. So
Okay. Well, hopefully everything's safe for you, like I said. So
yeah.
the I do have I will say the similar to what you're saying. I don't know if I've said this before, but my best friend, his name is Trevor. He used to live way out in the middle of out in the rural area of Virginia, and I remember his house was on the same road, or no, his sister's house. She lived very close by to him. His sister lived on the
Hmm.
same road that the Department of Transportation parked all their vehicles. So when it snowed, they had no worries about their road being cleared.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, that's real nice.
So it's kind of like similar to your firehouse story there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because where you live, you get the priority there. So, but
Hmm.
before we go too far, I want to remind everybody if you'd like to support what we're doing, I have an affiliate link for NordVPN in the description below. If you decide to use the service or purchase the service, that is, it would help what we're doing. We appreciate that. The I've used the service in the past, and it works pretty well, and it does hide your identity. It does protect you from people gathering information about you. And if you several people have told me that if you want to watch streaming from different parts of the world, it works pretty well for that as well. So,
Yeah,
uh,
that's what I use VPNs for, watching different content from different countries. It works really well
so
for doing that.
what countries do you watch it from?
I lived in Spain for a while, so having access to things from to shows that are only available in the US or the UK were really, really convenient.
That's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I know I didn't know I don't know if they existed back in like 2009. I did not have a VPN for sure back then, but I do remember I was a big Doctor Who fan at the time, and
Mm.
I stopped watching. I dropped my cable service completely because I got tired of the extra bill. I was like, what's the point? I just watch it on the internet at that point.
Hmm.
So I didn't know how to get it the show any other ways at the time, our streaming services. So I went onto the BBC website, and they said I had to be in that country to watch it. So I
Mm.
didn't I ended up not watching it. I didn't watch it for a few years later. I eventually was able to get hold of it, but not through the BBC website. So I wonder if it would work for there. I think it might have, but I can't
It
say for
would,
certain.
yeah. If it existed back then, which they probably did, but not something we were aware of, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and before I go too far, also Des and Haas Play 3.0. Hello back to you. So,
Hello.
and do you would like to before we go too far, you have your
Yes.
you like to promote?
You can also check out Literacy Connections of the Hudson Valley. We have a link in our show notes there. We are a nonprofit organization that helps people in the Hudson Valley area of New York learn to read, write, or speak English for the first time. If you're in the Hudson Valley area and you want a tutor, you can always go to our website and sign up for that. If you need a tutor, you can also sign up there or give us a call. And if you are not in the area but just want to help out, we're always accepting donations. We run entirely on donations and grant funding from the state. So anything you can give really helps.
All right. And before I was trying to bring it up, so you might have heard your voice speak back for a second there.
I did.
Yes, I was bringing up the website. So here we go. Here's the link right there. So if you click, this is where you'll see, and that's in the description below as well. So
Yeah. So there we go. Perfect.
great. Alrighty, cool. So let's see let's take a look at our question that we had from last week. Give me a second when I bring that up. It was what was that? Hold on a second. I forgot already.
TV trope.
TV trope. Here we go. Here we go. So here we go. Bring it up on the screen. What is your favorite television trope?
Bottle episode by a landslide on that one.
Yeah, about 1,100 votes. Yeah, 75%. Next down, 7% with alternate life experience. Time with 6% with crossover episode and your choice, and 5% with a musical episode.
Yeah, musical episodes not as popular.
Yeah. And were there any others that we were going through? I think we might have said something before or after we finished that. Was there something else we wanted to add to that we thought about later? I couldn't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. So we got not very many responses here. As far as saying he's first, yeah. And
accidental comedy. Interesting.
Accidental comedy. What is that exactly?
Not quite sure. Maybe like a serious show that has like a comedy episode or something.
Okay. So I was just
sure.
Just
accidental hookup.
Take a look at that. Let me just curious what that is.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar.
Let me see. I'll put it over. Give me 1 second here. I'll just see what comes up real quick, just for the heck of it. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, for sure.
See. Oops. Take a little longer here. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Accidental comedy. So I just brought up. I did a general search on YouTube real quick. Not sure. Nothing there really popping up there that I can see. So, well, interesting. Well, if you could elaborate on that a little bit more, maybe tell us what that is. So, because I'm sure it's probably maybe something I've heard of. I just don't know what it means. But
cool. Yeah. Maybe need some context for it.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we have a question for. Oh, did you want to add anything to that before we ask our question for this week?
No, and just.
Are you there?
Interesting that
you cut off for. Yeah, here you know. You cut off for about 2 or 3 seconds there. You were completely dead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, just interesting that Bottle episode came out so far ahead of anything else. They are my favorite, but I just didn't realize that they were quite as popular.
That's true. So, alrighty. Let's see. And I think you had to explain that one to me too. So even though I heard of it, but I just had to have you explain it. It's interesting that so many people, I guess, know what that means. I guess I don't know. Is that a very common term or?
I think so. Yeah, I would imagine. I think it is.
Alrighty. So let's see. What's our question for this week?
What's the worst place you've ever been dumped? Because in this episode of Lovesick that we're watching, Dylan gets dumped at a funeral. Not a funeral, at a wedding. Sorry.
And yeah, so we have why don't you say that what we're going to review? It's in the title of the video, but why don't you tell people what it is real quick?
So what we're watching is a show called Lovesick, and it's a British comedy show on Netflix. And I actually started watching it before it was called Lovesick, when it was called Scrotal Recall,
Oh,
which is a crazy name for a show. And there was like a huge uproar, I remember, on Twitter of people saying, "Why in the world does Netflix want me to watch a show called Scrotal Recall? No way I'm watching this. No, 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 no." It was like this whole thing. And then I was like, I was like, you know what? Everybody's harping on this. I think I'm gonna check it out. And so I finally did, and I loved it. And then after a while, they ended up changing the name of the show
oh,
to
after a while.
Lovesick. Yeah,
Oh,
it had a, at least the first whole season was called Scrotal Recall, and I think when they put out the second season is when they changed the name.
interesting. So so they changed the name. Was it because of the outcry, or just, or was it?
I think so. I can't imagine why else, because I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not a bad name because it is a pretty bad name. Lovesick is a much better way to describe this show, or name the show, but I think they realized their mistake, that people weren't gonna watch a show called Scrotal Recall.
No, no. The interesting thing I will say, the name that they chose. This show came out in 2014, um,
Mhm.
and there were two other. There was a movie and another series that came out at the same year that also had the exact same name.
Yeah.
So a little
I wonder how
confused.
that happens, yeah, licensing wise, how they can all get away with it. Maybe because this show is one word and the other ones are two words or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And when it comes, I know when it comes to trademark, if you had a trademark, you wouldn't be able to get away with that. But I mean, since it's
Mhm.
the title of a show, there might be something different with that. So
Right, yeah, I don't know.
maybe the words, maybe it's such a common phrase that it's harder to really, if it was more of a unique phrase, might be like you would, like maybe like we reviewed Star Trek. Like Star Trek is more unique. So
Right, right.
maybe there's you can't really make a claim of just something for Lovesick because it's just so common, or more of a common
Yeah,
phrase.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Alrighty, so based on the show, would you would like to make the first place a wedding?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
I think since I accidentally said funeral, funeral should be on there too.
funeral. Okay, does that come up? I assume that's one of the upcoming episodes.
No, no,
Oh,
just
it's not.
I just said that accidentally, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Where else would you like to add?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of like all the awkward things I've ever seen on like TV and stuff. Um, what do you think? Is
Uh,
it would be an awkward place?
let's see. I'm trying to think. Hmm. I was trying to think something at a school or something, but I can't remember.
Yeah, like in front of like a school dance or something.
Yeah, your school dance weekend. Okay, we can put
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Ooh, you have a B
Oops.
instead of an N.
Thank you.
Nope.
Oh, there's you know. Okay, yeah. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Okay. And let's see. So what else could we put in there? Anything else? We have two more answers. We could leave one of them as their choice, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely something, a good one for people to say what they have been through.
Yeah. Trying to think. Maybe a, I don't know, work related thing. Maybe I don't know.
A work function or something, or let's see.
Um, I can't. Um, I don't know. A show, maybe. Maybe a show. I don't know. It's
Hmm.
not really.
On a jumbotron at a sports event, maybe.
Jump. Want to put that in there?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I can go.
That'd be fun. Not fun for the person getting dumped, but it'd be funny to watch, I guess. Which is not exactly nice to think about, but still.
Is that jumbotron? Is that like one word? Is that like
I don't
jumbotron?
know. It could be. Let's see. Yeah, it's all one word.
Oh,
Jumbotron.
jumbotron. Okay. And then we'll say your choice.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. Cool. Okay. So we're good. What's the worst place you've ever been dumped? A wedding, a funeral, a school dance, jumbotron at a sporting event. I
That would be
That's going to be very obscure. Yeah. And
yeah.
your choice in the comments. All righty. So good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So would you like to answer the survey? They're asking how satisfied with you are you as a are you with creating posts on YouTube today?
I don't know. Pretty satisfied. It worked pretty well. It didn't glitch on us, so I'm sure it's good.
Okay. So, but I'll take this one here. One more question. Well, please tell us my posts are getting good engagement, able to connect with my audience. I like the features present in the post
I think
creation.
everything was as expected. I mean,
Everything was expected. Okay. There we go. Cool. Thanks for. All
there we
right.
go.
So the episode is the first episode of the show. And by the way, I have I'll bring that up where we start talking. The first episode we're going to talk about episode number 1, which is called Abigail. So
Mhm.
the premise of the show, interestingly, you said that was called Scrotal Recall. The version I have also says I don't know if they
Oh,
changed
it
it.
does say it. Yeah, they do change it. Yeah, it is definitely changed now.
Okay, I was wondering if
Yeah.
they went back. So you're saying they went back and actually changed it?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
they
All right.
did.
Okay. Well, this version I got was from the BBC. There's and very
That's
international.
interesting. I wonder if they changed it on Netflix, but not in the BBC airing. I didn't look that up.
Hmm.
I wonder. Hmm.
And the reason I know it's BBC because you can see the little 4 at the top there if you look real
Oh,
carefully.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and the other thing I will say about this show is it's one of those shows where I had to watch it and then sometimes occasionally rewind it just a little bit so I could figure out what they were saying. So
Oh, yes. Yeah, they do have good accents.
yes, I don't unfortunately I do not have closed captioning for this one. I wish I did. So
Yeah. Yeah, that always helps.
and that's the only when I used to watch. Mentioned Doctor Who previously. That was a show I always had to watch with the closed captioning on for sure. So this is not. So, all right. So Scrotal. Oh God, what's it called the other one? Lovesick. How's that? So,
Lovesick. There we go.
so the basic premise of the show is he is a diagnosed with an STD. I forget which one it was off the top of my head.
Chlamydia.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you. And
Mhm.
they actually showed for a split second in there the word, and he's has to now go through all of his previous sexual partners and tell them about it,
Mhm.
or
Yes.
so that they know. So,
Yeah, so
so
that they
I
can get tested if they need to.
and of course I like the little thing at the top right. It says "Pants on fire, time to get checked." So I like
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one.
And I assume the plot is basically every episode he's going to meet a new woman, he's not a new woman. He's going to go through a previous love interest or girlfriend or
Yes,
date.
yeah, yeah. So it's kinda set up like that. Each episode is a different girl's name, and so he's kinda going through his list of all of the people that he's been with so that he can tell them, and we get a little bit of a story for each girl.
Right. And now the so but the this entire episode, of course, giving away if no one's seen it, was that except for like the last couple minutes, it was basically just a recall, a flashback of of like him where she got dumped from the first girl, and which took place at a wedding. So, but getting back to our
Right.
original question, where have you been dumped? Where's the weirdest place or the interest of
Yeah, yeah.
is it like
So, I mean, the girl he's with there is
is it,
not the first girl on his list. So the first girl on his list is Abigail, and she ends up being the bartender at the wedding,
oh, is that what it was?
not the
Oh, I
girl
missed
he
that.
came with. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I missed that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, Abigail is the bartender.
Thank you for clarifying that for me. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, this woman she was pretty funny. She's like, "You have to, go through everybody that you've ever slept with and let them know and notify them and stuff." And he goes, "Wait, everybody?" And she goes, "No, just the ones you like."
Yeah,
Like, really sarcastic. I thought it was great.
I like that too.
Yeah. And then his friend here is all cool and chill, and he's like, "Ah, don't worry about it. Chlamydia is nothing. You save your worry for something like, herpes that doesn't actually just, that doesn't go away. This is nothing." You know.
Right. And then he talks about penis cancer or something to that
Yeah,
effect.
he's also like, save your fears for herpes or penis cancer or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's talking about, so there you go. There's the thing where he chlamydia. You can actually see the
Yeah, you get the little cards that yeah, just a little bit of a basically just kind of a postcard, which is so weird that it's in a postcard format that you can mail to people. Like, don't you think that should be like private?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, who else is going to read it though? The people at the post office. I mean,
I mean, I guess, but still.
yeah. And I guess
And
if
he
you have
decides that he's not going to send these little cards. He is going to go talk to all of these women that he's been with.
right, right. So apparently he's been with a lot of women over the past like 10 years or
11
whatever.
years, he said.
11 years. 11
Because I
years.
like that too, because he's telling his friend, he's like, it's been 11 years since I lost my virginity, and what have I got? And his friend looks at him, he goes, aside from chlamydia.
Now, did they ever explain where he got it in the sense like, is that relevant to the plot, or is it just they
Not
just
really, no. I haven't finished this show. It's only 3 seasons, but it's one of those things where if I don't finish it, it's not over. I've been doing that to myself, so I haven't actually watched the last few episodes because I
oh.
don't want it to be over.
Now, as far as being over, are they? It's 2014. I assume they're not making any more new ones then, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong. So they're not. That is that correct? So it's all over.
that's correct.
Okay, so it was 3 seasons long, and the last episode aired. What was that? I'm going to look it up. January 1st of 2018 is what it says. So,
Mhm.
alrighty. So yeah, thanks for clarifying it, because I thought this was I really thought that's I just missed it altogether when I was watching the
Yeah.
episodes. So then who is this one? What's her name then? Do you remember?
Her name, they don't say her name at all in this episode, but her name is Jane.
Okay. Okay.
She has a different episode based on her.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. So okay, so this is the wedding of a really stuck up and cocky friend, I
Oh,
guess.
yes. Well, Angus is their friend. Helen, the bride, she's kind of part of their friend group, but the groom is more their friend.
Okay. And yeah, she was very, very arrogant and
Oh, yes. She's a character.
yes. And this is where he first finds out that, oh no, this is when he gets subtle hints, but he's not receiving it correctly, that she doesn't want to be with him anymore. Right.
Mhm. He's trying to like say we can put our clothes in the same drawer and they can be all together. And she's like, no, I want my own drawer. Which for me, if I'm staying at a hotel for like one night, I'm not gonna unpack my stuff and put it in a drawer. Like, not gonna bother doing that at all.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting too.
And she's wearing a lion or tiger or something there in her shirt there.
Gold tiger shirt. Yeah.
All right. So now this woman right here on the right is
Yes.
is his best friend, but as we
Yes.
later learn, they love each other, I guess. Are they
Well,
very much attracted to her? That's what
she
is
likes
implied.
him here. He likes her later on, and they kind of just miss each other at all the time. You know, they always just kind of miss each other constantly of when they like each other, kind of a thing. They never
Okay.
like each other at the same time. And then the other friend's name is Luke. This
Okay.
is yeah.
All righty. And so and what was her name? What was her name again? I'm sorry.
Um, I knew you were gonna ask, and it just went out of my head.
Eva or something. Evia or
Evie,
something.
Evie, Evie.
Evie. Thank
Hmm.
you. Okay. So
Yeah.
Evie, he mentions her as being his best friend in the
Yeah,
show.
so it's him, Evie, and Luke. They've all been like best friends for a while, and they all live together, which you
Okay.
don't see here, but you do in other episodes. They all live in the same apartment.
Oh, they do? Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Okay, well, yeah, that's interesting. Okay. So like roommates, I guess, like kind of
Yeah,
like a threesome
roommates. Yeah,
kind of thing. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Luke is just talking about how he's going to get with one of the bridesmaids because top of the wedding sex pyramid.
Yeah, well, okay, this is what's really okay, this is where it gets weird. So what you pick up people at a wedding. When I think of a wedding, I haven't been to too many. When I was a kid, though, I did went to a few weddings for relatives, and it was always just mainly family members. So
Right.
kind of hard to hit on people, especially if you're related
Yeah.
to them. So
Yeah, it would be at that kind of a wedding, but it looked like there were quite a lot of people that they didn't know, and quite a lot of people that he was interested in, mostly bridesmaids.
it's the last place I would think of picking someone up, to be honest. So, the other thing that they had there, they had what was called a singles table.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, is that I
I
assume
mean,
it's
that
just
is a thing at some weddings, yeah. Except
oh,
in the beginning, you saw him writing on the table chart there,
yes.
so he switched it all. So all of the yeah, he did this so that all of the women were at one table plus him, and then he switched Evie so that he switched Evie over to the men's table and himself over to the women's table, and like separated all the girls so that he could be at a table full of single women.
Okay, that makes okay. Now this scene. Thank you for explaining that because this scene later on, because you see all the men sitting together at one table, and he's
And
like,
they're like, if you have a singles table, why not mix it up a little bit? Because it's all those single guys sitting at one table. And yeah, Luke did that.
I don't. It'd be kind of awkward being a singles table. I mean, I trying to focus on women. I mean, even if it was matched out more evenly for people to be,
hmm
it just seems kind of weird to be trying to hook up with somebody at a singles table like that at a wedding. I don't know. It just seems weird. I don't know if it's a real thing. I mean, but it just seems kind of odd. So,
Yeah.
okay, so here's the cocky girlfriend or not girlfriend. I'm sorry,
Bride.
right. Excuse me. Yes. And what was her name? Let's see.
Helen.
Helen. Helen. So Helen
Yes.
is going to get married to. He hasn't shown up on the screen yet.
Angus.
Angus. Yes. And
hmm
Angus clearly does not like her.
I
Uh,
mean, he does and he doesn't. She's just a very powerful person, and he is very meek and mild, and so he just has kind of gone along with it, and he's too scared not to. I think at this point.
yeah. Clear. Oh, actually, clearly don't like her. Is not this. Not the right word. You're right. I'm more like he's clearly not really interested in getting married. I should say. It's
Yeah, yeah.
by the end of the episode for sure. I mean,
But
yeah, but
yeah,
he
yeah.
but at the beginning it's like like you said, he's unsure. But then like as by the very end, he's like, no, I'm just not really into this at all, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
You know?
When
And
they try and talk him back into it, he gets just absolutely wasted. So that solves everything, getting wasted. It's always a good decision.
no, what is bewildering to me is why a woman who is so dominant would want someone. I mean, maybe she wants that submissive kind of care quality,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. And I
Um,
mean, when she's talking to Dylan on the stairs, you can see she's a little insecure, and she does actually like him. Like you can see that coming through. I like that they gave her that moment rather than
okay,
the whole harshness of her the whole time.
okay. So what was
But
that later?
this
Which one's Dylan? I'm sorry, Dylan is
Dylan's the blonde.
oh, the one that's in
He
right there, right here in the scene where but we just saw her. Oops.
No, no, no. Dylan's the guy, the main character in my
Oh,
picture
oh,
there.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I forgot the names. Thank you. Okay. So, all right. So we get up here, we're seeing getting married. Okay, this is where she basically
Yeah, but,
implied.
like, honestly, I can kinda see it because he's, like they established that they've been dating for a month, and Dylan's already all in with, "This could be us one day getting married," and it's like, "Dude, it's been a month. I think you need to chill a little bit." She takes it a few steps further, and it's just, like, ends everything, but, like, he also really needs to chill.
Yeah, if he was that broken up after only meeting someone after a month, that's kind of
Yeah, he has that kind of a problem. That's why I think Lovesick is a pretty good name for this show because he goes all in so much with people even after such a short amount of time. And like I can kind of relate to that myself. I'm
all
not
right.
quite as bad as marry me after I've only known you for a month, but still.
Yeah, well, I've had attractions, but never that lovesick for a month. I mean, it takes a little bit longer, definitely longer for
Yeah.
me to
Yeah.
be emotionally distraught. I mean, I have been a little, not a little heartbroken, a tiny little heartbroken, like being trying to find a woman and talking to her, and then trying to get her to go out with me, and then she says no, and I go,
Mhm.
oh, okay, well, just broken up, but
Yeah,
that,
you get kind of bummed, but you're not heartbroken after a month of knowing
yeah,
somebody.
yeah. So,
He just acts so heartbroken and stricken, and it's like, "Man, you gotta just chill."
so she's she's saying,
And she's like trying to be cool about it, but also she's like, yeah,
yes, she's basically saying it's over, but not directly. Indirectly, she wants to talk about it later, and he's
yeah, and he won't let her. And I like how Luke is like, okay, look, so I think everybody kind of gets that this is happening, but the two people up the front, they're about to get married, so why don't we just kind of table this for later?
and then so they get married, and I was the first. I mean, I could tell she was dominant, but what really struck out was when they get married, she just raises his hand up like that.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, victory. Like, I think it was kind of victory for her. I feel like she just really wanted to get married, and Angus just happened to be there. And, like, I don't, they're obviously not right for each other. I think it was just a timing thing. She really wanted to be married. He doesn't really have a spine, and she was able to get him there to the altar.
Now, as far as the characters there, I mean, no, do they become like regular reoccurring characters or regular characters as the series progresses?
Angus does.
I guess okay. And then, but the woman on I forget her name already, but she does not. Or
No, she
does not.
does
Okay,
not.
all right. It'll be interesting to see her later
I
on.
bet you can imagine why.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Now, as
So
far as
yeah.
to step back a second, I don't know if we said this. The girls that he's going through with this are all done. He didn't know. He just decided to do them in alphabetical order. So
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
it's established. So obviously, these timelines are going to be out of sequence. It's not going to
Yes,
necessarily
they
be.
are. Yep. They are out of sequence. Some are a few years, some are a few months. It just kind of depends on the girl.
Right.
And have meaningless fun times with them, and he's just like, I want to be in love and blah blah, and it's like, that's great and all, Dylan, but also just like, it's been a month, just be cool.
And then his friend Evie comes in,
Hmm.
and so
She's like, wait, Luke tells Evie that he got dumped, and her first response is, what, already? Oh, wait, sorry, my bad. Sorry, you're upset. Sorry. Uh,
so
he
that's
can't eat this. He's so pathetic sometimes. I can't eat. I can't eat. I'm like,
trying
this
to
is
remember.
where Helen here, yeah, just he's just overreacting so much. Like, oof, it's rough. It's really rough.
Mm.
Yeah, and then this is where Helen shows a little bit of her, her good human side. Like, oh, don't worry, Evie. You've been taking so many pictures. Make sure you have time to eat and enjoy everything, and all that kind of stuff. And makes the note of the fact that she's making sure Angus doesn't drink,
It makes it that she's what
which she's very
you
controlling.
broke up when you said make the note of something there.
Oh, she's making sure Angus
Oh,
doesn't
it doesn't
drink.
drink. Okay.
Yeah, so like,
No, there's also
see how.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's another step of her controlling.
Oh, no, there's as the story progresses, she tells Evie to make sure to contact somebody, and it turns out that person was fake.
Yeah, yeah. So that's late. A little bit later, she finds out that Angus and Evie had dated, and she didn't realize that they had dated. She thought they were just friends, and so she's mad about that, and she makes up a person for Evie to try and photograph. And obviously, Evie can't find this person because they don't exist.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Here's the singles.
That's the singles table, yeah. If you're gonna make a singles table, why don't you mix it up a little bit? Oh, and here's his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, flirting with somebody else at the wedding.
Yes.
Shamelessly, she just doesn't care. Oh, I like the topper too of the wedding cake. The bride dragging the groom.
Oh, okay. Let me say.
Yeah,
Oh,
there it is.
okay, yes.
I think that's the appropriate wedding topper for their cake.
I gotta say I was in very I don't know if you call it a relationship. It was like went out with a woman a few times. She did something. She was trying to show off to a guy. She did the same thing with me. She was trying to flirt with me. To make another guy
Make them
jealous.
jealous. Yeah, yeah.
So,
I don't know people like that.
yeah, I didn't stay with her very long. That was for sure. So, um,
Yeah, that's good.
um, the as far as let's see, what was
Basically,
the
he just kind of got all depressing on the bridesmaid, and she walked away, and Luke got mad. He's like, "You gotta get over it. You gotta stop being the sad sack and just deal with it."
right? Uh, no, he'd been going with her for a month. Was he obsessing? There was no obsession like prior to that. Maybe he had an infatuation with her before he actually went out with her, or
I don't think so. No, he's just kind of how he is. He just kind of gets really attached to people really fast. So he's just kind of a lovesick puppy, which again, lovesick is a good name for this show.
yes, yes. Better than the other one. So,
Yeah, yeah, definitely better than scrotal recall. So now they're
so
trying to talk, and this is where he blows up Angus's spot. Like, you guys were meant for each other. Evie wasn't right for you, and this is. And then that's when she hadn't known that Angus and Evie had dated in the past.
it's like it is kind of like not a big deal, I don't think, but she makes
No.
it a big.
Oh, she sure does.
So
And then later, when he's talking to Dylan, he's like, five of her exes are here, and
oh yeah.
you know.
So yeah, I was with someone who had a very jealous streak too, so I know what that's
Mm.
like. So, um, but yeah, okay, then this is where the tension starts to really come yeah, from this point forward throughout for the end of the episode. It's basically those
Oh
two.
yeah.
She's really at odds, and he comes in here and he's like, "You shouldn't have said anything."
Yeah, she didn't know. And then he's like, I think I got it wrong. I think I'm supposed to be with Evie. I never should have broken up with her and blah blah blah. But I think Evie broke up with him, to be honest. I don't remember.
Oh,
We
okay.
just kind of ended. Yeah, no, she definitely broke up with him. So now
Right.
this is where she tells her to take pictures of her friend Camilla. Yeah, I think Camilla is the name she makes up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, 'cause that's yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, and yeah, so that's Avie gets confused, and she's like, and then
Yeah, she's trying to find the person, and this is where he says five of hers are here. And
yeah.
so they're talking, and he's like, I think I have to go find the love of my life. And Dylan's like, it's not hard. Look for the woman in the big white dress. And and Angus goes, no, I think I mean Evie. And he like runs away.
No, this is Abigail right
This
here.
is Abigail. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We
Okay.
find that out at like the end of the episode when, Jane has kicked him out of the room. He ends up at the bar talking with her, and she introduces herself as Abigail.
Okay. I completely missed that. So thank you for
Yeah.
pointing it out. So I know, and she's also like in charge of the rooms there because originally they showed her.
Well,
He's
yeah, she's at the front desk agent, but the front desk is like right attached to the bar. So,
yeah, it was kind
because
of
it's like a little small B&B kind of a deal, I think.
okay. Okay, I never seen anything like that, so it's just a little interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
worked at a hotel like that once, actually.
Really? Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That's quite interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So, this is the scene you're just talking about where he needs to go find
Yeah,
he
he's gonna go find Evie.
yeah.
And they're talking for like half a second. And like I like how she's like, you don't know who Camilla is, do you? And he's like, who? Because obviously Camilla's fake.
Yes.
And bam, in comes Helen.
Yes.
And she's trying to smile, but she's also very upset. So this is the smile she gives.
Yeah, I know. His face was pretty good.
Yeah, she's like,
This actress does a very good job. I don't
yeah,
know.
she's great at looking super awkward and stuff. It looks so good.
So, okay, so
Yes, and then Angus kisses her. You missed that. Angus kisses Evie once.
oh yeah, but that
Yeah,
was
Helen walks away.
where to go? Oh, I'm sorry. Why did
Back there. Yeah, a little bit after the photos here.
okay, let me jump in. I'll do it a little more.
Yeah, and she walks away. It's like a really quick, and he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it, and
Yeah.
and Evie's like,
There you go. No, you say there were no. She broke up with him. Is that established? I
yeah,
assume later episode of some.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, all right.
And now
Oh
they're
yeah,
talking, and he ends up talking to the officiant there.
the physio. Is that what it was called? Okay, I was trying to remember what they called her there.
Oh, they said vicar.
Vicar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that what her official title? Is that
I would imagine vicar. I think priest
Oh, so that's
is
what I was thinking. It was priest.
also.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. I'm not familiar with the term vicar. Or so
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, vicar or priest. Let's see. Huh. Oops, I typed Victor. Yeah, priest or vicar. They're synonymous, I think.
Oh, is it okay? So, yeah, she's
Yeah.
listed in the credits as a vicar. Vicar. I see her there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
her name is. Yeah, they don't have a name. Her name
Yeah,
is
no, I don't think she has. They don't think they say her name. It's
yeah,
just the vicar.
vicar. Yes. And I wasn't sure if she was going to become a love interest at first, but obviously, at least at this episode, I don't know if later on she becomes one. But
No,
this episode,
no.
she does not for sure. So,
Yeah.
I like how he brings a phone. He's actually
Yeah.
making some progress here. He says I'm going to have to call you more
I'm
often.
gonna call that repeatedly. And then she has to go off, and he just gets upset about it for a second and straightens himself and moves on to the next bridesmaid he sees. Yeah, so he doesn't let it get him down.
And then she offers him something. I forget what it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
gets her
go off to get macaroons.
macaroons. That's right.
Macarons, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then she's like, "Are you drunk?" And then she's like, and he goes, "Angus is allowed to drink," or something like that. And she goes, "Don't you dare talk about yourself in the third person." And one of my favorite things, he goes, "He will if he wants to." And I just always laugh at that one, talking about himself in the third person.
Yeah, he just keeps it going. Yes.
Yeah.
And so she throws the thing over there and it hits her. And
Her bridesmaid, and yeah, some dick just threw this at me. And then Helen's like, "Oh, so I'm a dick as well then." Yeah.
is and there's nothing. Oh yeah, she grabs
Yeah,
her hand.
she grabs her, and they walk off. And
Oh,
mhm.
here's the scene with the macaroons here. So
Yeah.
was there anything significant other than the macaroons? I can't remember.
Not really. He's just like, "Won't we get in trouble for stealing?" And she's like, "It's a macaroon, not a war crime."
And then
And
she said, "Oh, yeah."
mhm.
When we go back to that, it was something he had said something to the effect that she wasn't supposed to be eating that. It was like because it
Well,
would.
yeah, because he's like, "I don't want to get you in trouble with the man upstairs," which is why she said it's a macaron. It's not a war crime because stealing is against the Bible.
Oh, was that why she was okay? It was the whole stealing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
But she's like, "It's just a cookie. It's fine."
I thought she wasn't. I thought the macaroon was just against the rules for eating macaroons, but now it makes a little bit more
No,
sense.
they're stealing them technically. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. But they're at a wedding. I mean, can't they all eat
Yeah.
them? So I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
sure. And then Evie comes to find him to help fix things that he broke a little bit with Angus and Helen. So he tells her to go find Helen, and she'll go straighten out Angus.
Right. Go. All right. And let's see. So
So he tries to comfort her,
oh yeah.
and I like this moment. This is the moment I was talking about on the stairs here. Because she like lashes out a little bit because she's upset, and he just kind of takes it in stride, and he's like, "Look, Angus and Evie were so long ago. He didn't want to worry you about nothing, and he married you today. He loves you." And I like the little innocent, like, in her face, you can see he really does. She says he really does, doesn't he? And she's like, you can see she is genuinely happy about it. So I do like that they gave her this moment of like, this whole wedding isn't quite a sham. She does love him. She's just kind of, crazy. Yeah, no.
A man or woman, you can't have that kind of dominating on either side.
Mhm.
So all right. So then we come in. They
Yeah,
come in. They're
this
having
was good.
making a little there in the whatever room that is.
I guess I don't know what it is. It looks like I don't know. It's like a broom closet, but they've also got wine in here. I don't know. It's a weird, like, Maybe it's like a utility closet, I guess, that they just have a lot of stuff in. And Angus is just waxing poetic about their relationship and how it used to be great and they were so good together. Why did they break up? And Evie's just like, we weren't great together. It wasn't that great. You should go back to your wife. And I like how he slaps that guy on the butt and just kind of ignores what's happening.
Oh, did he? I completely missed that.
Yeah, he does. You have to go back a little bit further than that.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I missed that.
He's so drunk. He's just they're part of the setting for him.
So this has got to be. It's like I said. When I ever go into a wedding, it's always been, it has been for a long time. It's always been family. So the idea of having
Right.
nothing but singles at a wedding is just kind of odd to me. So
Yeah. We had friends at this wedding.
yes. So and I don't remember seeing any family there. Maybe they were there.
I mean, there are a few older people, I guess, but yeah, a lot of friends at this wedding.
Yes. So all right. Let's see. Oh, was there
Yeah.
anything else significant there? Oh, yeah.
No, they just and then Evie's like, "Do you want the lights on or off?" And the guy is about to be like, "Well, you could leave them on," and the girl is like, "Definitely off."
Yeah. Pretty funny.
Yeah. And then here she confesses that her friend is not a real person. And then she was just mad.
Yes. And now this was a little weird because Luke was pairing up with that woman, and also
Yeah, the maid of honor.
oh, the maid of honor. Okay, that's what her position was. Okay, and then she tells her to come into the car, and she's like, "Oh, I have to go be with her." Well, she doesn't say that, but
Yeah, she's like, "Well, I'm sorry, I gotta go." And he's like upset about it. And then another bridesmaid comes up next to him and he goes, "Oh, I was looking for you." Just immediately switches tactics and targets.
and then let's see. Here he goes. We missed.
Oh yeah, we missed it a little bit. Yeah, catches it.
Oh, yeah, let me go back for a second. Oops, one sec. There we go.
Yeah, Evie catches it.
There we go. Yes. So, whoops, we're gonna jump ahead. And he's not only does he also I see.
Oh.
That looks pretty good. I mean, really.
Yeah, the effects on that. I was thinking that too, this watch through that I just did. I was like, oh, those are pretty good vomit effects.
Yeah. A lot of times you watch people throw up that doesn't look real. And
that looked really good. Like he had something in his mouth for sure, and a lot.
So everyone's disgusted. Let's see.
Yeah. And then he's like, let's get you pregnant. Jumps in the car.
What he said? I forgot that.
Yeah, he goes, let's get you pregnant. And gets in the car.
And that's the bridesmaid right there. So.
Yeah, that's the bridesmaid. Yeah. And then he's like,
well, it's kind of weird for the bridesmaid to come along with them.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. But I mean, I guess it's her best friend. I don't know. I'd do it for my best friend if she needed me. But then again, she's not going to marry a drunk. So she probably shouldn't have to worry about that. And then the audacity of this woman, like, I know, like, you just broke up with him, but asking him for the room key so you can go sleep with somebody else in the room that I assume he paid for? Yeah. Come on. Now that's just rude.
Yeah. It was funny though, but rude. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and there's Luke going with the new
bridesmaid. Yes. And then the vicar there talks to him. And she's like, you know what? Don't follow your friend. You're sweet. Stay like you are. And gives him a kiss on the cheek. And then Luke is
be reacting here.
Yes.
Because she likes him. Is this the part where
she likes him at this point? Yeah.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah. And then Luke is like, yes, good job. Yeah.
Okay, so now we go.
He sees to try and find another room. And there isn't one.
And this is where we established her name was Abigail. So I completely missed that, like I said earlier. So, and I'm glad you told me that. Now, as far as Abigail is concerned, is she making an appearance later on in the show?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. So so basically, the whole episode is not really about Abigail because she's just a very very minor character. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of how he met her, but it also, it kind of establishes the whole story of his life and the story of the whole show as well. Because it's kind of, while it is about him and all these women, it's also about him and his relationship to Evie and like how they keep missing each other and things like that. And you get insights about Luke's life as well that I really love to see. And one of my favorite episodes is called is Phoebe.
maybe okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I assume it's later, closer to the end, I guess.
Yeah, it's later. I think
Yeah,
it might be in season 2, actually. I'm not sure.
based on the letter P, I assume it would be. Is it
Oh,
Phoebe?
yeah. That's interesting. He does say that they're going in alphabetical order, but I don't know if they actually do. I think it just kind of randomizes at one point because I think he gets drunk and calls a lot of people, so he has to go a little bit out of order because he's trying to fix his drunk dials.
Okay. Now, as far as this establishing that this is Abigail, is that really a plot twist of any kind? I mean, it's not really, I guess. I mean, it's
Not really a plot,
our it's a surprise of
just
sorts.
kind of a deal, just kind of like, oh, yeah, because you're expecting Jane to be Abigail, the person that he came to the wedding with,
Yeah.
but it's not.
So,
This is
so she
Abigail.
talks. She seems like a really nice person. So
Yeah, she's nice.
compared to Jane, that
So they
is.
end up drinking and talking, and oh yeah, compared to Jane, everybody's nice. Jane and Ellen. So they end up talking a little bit, and now we can see Evie's looking through her camera of all the photos that she's taken, and a little
She
bit.
is
She
this
got some
okay?
got some watery eyes going on.
Yeah. So, oh, okay, yeah. Wait, where's the scene?
And
Oh, there it
there
is.
it
Okay.
is. Yeah. Dylan and
Yeah, it is very.
Abigail getting into bed. This is Abigail's place, I suppose.
Yeah, so he got over Jane pretty quickly all of a sudden. So
Yeah. He falls hard and he bounces back hard too.
so,
And now they're talking about having to go to the party, and Luke's like, come on, we gotta go, we gotta go. And Dylan's like, I really don't want to go. And it turns out it's an engagement party for Evie.
oh right, yeah, because they show. Yeah, there she is. Yes, there you go.
Yes. And
And
she's like,
yes,
yeah.
go ahead. I'll let you
No, I
finish.
was just gonna say, she's like, you two are the last ones here, and like they're her best friends, so like how are they the last two to arrive?
And
But
and then we see that that Dylan actually has a thing for her. So you can
yeah,
see,
yeah.
or it's
And
heavily implied. If
yeah,
so,
yeah. And especially because Luke is like, you could still say something, and he's like, it's too late. She's with him.
yeah, there you go. That's the guy. So this character here, is this become another reoccurring character of any kind, or is this just a new?
Yeah, yeah. You see him. You see him quite a bit.
Okay. And let's see, we jump ahead. We see Dylan's. That's this part where you said, yeah, you can still tell her, like you said.
Yeah, you can still say something. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, she's happy, and I don't want to ruin it, and blah blah,
Blah,
all
blah.
that stuff.
And so as the show finally wraps up, we see Dylan walking outside, and he actually calls Abigail, and that's how the show finally comes to
Yeah,
it.
that's
We
how
don't
it
actually
comes to
hear
it.
the conversation. So
Yeah, yeah.
I know this is a preview for the next episode, so we don't need to watch that one yet. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. So here we go.
That's it.
End of episode 1 of Lovesick, an episode called Abigail. All right. So
Yes.
now, as far as the show, now you said I agree the show is very good, so it's definitely something to watch.
Yeah,
I like
you
the show.
liked it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I did
Cool.
really. So, and the as far as the show as a whole, you don't have to give anything away if you don't want to. But as far as the show as a whole, would you say it's done very well as far as the way they show the different relationships and everything?
Yeah, I think so. And I think they do it in a pretty cool way. And like it does bounce around timeline wise, but it's not too hard to follow it, and they don't make it intentionally confusing like some shows do. They make it fairly easy to follow timelines and storylines and stuff. So it's not too hard to keep it all straight in your head as you're going along. So I appreciate that. But it's also like they're just kind of trying to tell the story, and they're not going out of their way to be extra clever with timelines or extra annoying or anything like that. So it's pretty succinct in the way it's told, and it's really, I think it's really nicely done.
Okay, so it's, I think you and I have talked about the TV show Lost, but you've never seen Lost. Is that correct?
I watched the first few seasons of it, and then it got too much, and I was like, nah,
Okay,
I'm
and
done now.
then the show that one is very complicated compared to this one. Is that
Right. Yeah,
so,
those
okay.
timelines are all over the place.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking because I've only seen the one episode so far of this, so I wasn't sure if it was, this one's more
Yeah.
straightforward. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's definitely more straightforward.
Okay.
So like we always have a little bit of present time, and then it'll flash back to different stories and everything. But
And then
yeah.
so Luke, Dylan, and Evie are the. Would you say they're the main characters of this whole
Yes,
show?
those are the main characters. And I don't know if I wouldn't call Angus a main character, but he's the one that, aside from those three, that's there the most.
Like a
The one
reoccurring.
that was the groom in this one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And any other characters that we saw in this that would become regular regular.
Evie's fiance. And I think that's about it.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so basically it's just like basically three and then a couple.
Yeah. You
Wow.
see Helen once or twice, the bride once or twice. Angus is in quite a lot of the episodes, but I wouldn't call him a main character.
And
Yeah.
and with that, you don't have to give anything away, but as far as Angus and Helen's marriage, is it that explored as well?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you say it was?
Pieces of it.
I assume it was probably done pretty well to your satisfaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
How the Vicar? I'm sorry. Was it
Vicar.
Vicar? Did she ever come back?
No.
Oh, okay. She used to have a pretty good character, so I was just
curious. Yeah, she did seem like it, but no, she doesn't make a return.
Okay. Alrighty. So overall, I guess if you were to give it a grade based on what you've seen of the rest of the series, I guess would be the best way for you to rate it.
I think that this is a fair representation of the show. I think there are better episodes, there are worse episodes, but I think this is a really good starting point and a very fair representation of the rest of the series. And I think as a start, I would probably do 8 out of 10 for this one.
8 out of 10. So as far as, and that would be based solely on that. Now, if you were to give it a rating based on the fact that you had never seen the show, like maybe like when you saw it the first time, what kind of rating would you give it then? I'm just kind of curious.
I mean, I binged the whole first season and watched it several times when it first came out. So I don't know. What do you think what kind of rating that deserves?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll give it. It's hard for me to give a rating because I haven't seen the rest of them, but I'll go with you. I'll give it an 8. So
cool. I like getting people that always say that they're tough to please on stuff to like stuff. It's always fun.
Yeah, definitely a good show. I would definitely recommend this what I saw so far. So, and it definitely intrigues me as to how the show progresses. If it would be better. The other show you recommended, which I thought was pretty good, was Ted Lasso. So I don't know which one I think, but Ted Lasso seemed a little bit more interesting, slightly, but not much. So I would say this one. Yeah, but like I said, I saw 3 episodes. Like I said, I've not seen enough of this. So
right, yeah. They're a bit different. They're very different types of shows. So I think they're still both really good.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's not, yeah, definitely they're not the same. But as far as like likability is what I mean. So,
yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else you'd like to add to this as far as what the show is about, or anything else you think is significant?
Nothing to think of really.
Okay. And you refused to watch the last few episodes. So just so is that right?
Yeah. I just don't want it to be over. And if I watch those last few episodes, I have nothing to look forward to with the show anymore.
So you'll never know how it ends, or unless you've already peeked into it.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't peeked into it too much, but.
So how many episodes do you have to watch still? I'm just curious.
I don't know, like 3, I think. I have also done that with other shows. Like, I have not finished BoJack Horseman either. That was a show I didn't finish. I have 3 episodes left on that show.
BoJack Horseman.
That's an animated show. It's really good, and a lot of people love that show. But like, and I know it's a cartoon and everything, but like the way the ending was going, it was making me so upset, and I didn't want to watch what was going to happen, what I feel like was going to happen. And like, I don't know for sure that that's what was going to happen. I'm trying not to give things away, but like, I didn't want to see him do this again. And I know it's a cartoon. He's a freaking cartoon horse that talks and acts, and it's like ridiculous nonsense, but like,
Does it fit?
it's so well written that it was just,
Oh,
it's
cartoons are
crazy.
fine. What I find
Mhm.
creepy is when you hear like men talking, saying they want to watch My Little Pony. That's
Oh
kind of
yeah, no,
that.
yeah.
That sounds creepy. That's like a man watching a chance movie for a little girl. It's like, okay,
Yeah, no, this is definitely for adults. Children should absolutely not watch this show.
so
But
the as far yeah, okay. So as far as the show goes, how many seasons? 6 seasons. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
and this one's
So
wrapped
I
up already.
watched, yeah, it's wrapped up and finished. I watched all 6 seasons. I have like, I honestly, I have 3 episodes left, and I can't do it. I can't. I haven't been able to bring myself to watch the end of it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
basically just a washed up actor is the main idea of the show, and the actor is a horse, BoJack Horseman.
Let's see if there's anyone in here that I recognize. I don't see anybody.
Will Arnett is a main.
Oh well, yeah, who's that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Will Arnett, Amy Sedaris. There's a lot of people that are like heavy hitters and, doing the voice acting for it. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
love Will Arnett, actually. Yeah. Amy Sedaris, Alison Brie, lots of big names doing some voices.
So this is another show you strongly recommend, I assume.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Except for the last 3 episodes, which I have no idea what they're about because I can't watch him do this to himself again. Drives me crazy, and
Uh,
I just haven't been able to bring myself to finish it. I just
is that,
haven't.
you got me curious. How many shows have you done that with?
I don't know if you. I do end up watching them eventually. Um, I don't know. I can't remember the last one that I was holding out on and then finished. I don't remember, but yeah, right now I'm holding out on BoJack and Lovesick.
Okay.
But BoJack wasn't because I didn't want it to be over. It's just the storyline, and like, and it's not like it was a bad writing thing. It was such good writing that this is exactly what would happen, and I didn't want it to.
Oh,
Uh,
very
yeah,
interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
that's fun. So, alrighty. Well, getting back to our show,
Yes, yeah.
for this evening, that is Lovesick. Yeah, I would, yeah, I'll go back to us. I would definitely recommend at least the pilot episode for sure.
Mhm.
Abigail, if you call it a pilot episode,
Yeah.
and the the it. As far as the interest is there, it would definitely want to make me watch more. And I can't think of anything else. It was definitely a decent show to watch. So
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully people will watch it and let us know.
yeah. So let's see. We can go back to our question from earlier. See what kind of response we got so far. Again,
Yeah.
see, here we go. Let me hit refresh. Refresh. So don't know what it's going to be. So far, 70 votes.
Ooh, a
Pretty good.
wedding. People looks like no comments yet, but a
And
wedding. Ooh, 4% for the Jumbotron. Maybe they're saying that would be the worst place, but ooh, I wonder if somebody has actually been dumped on a Jumbotron at a sporting event.
for the wedding, yeah, 81. Okay, what's the worst place you've ever been dumped? 81% with a wedding, 10% with a funeral, 4% tie with on a jumbotron at a sporting event, and your choice in 0% at a school dance, which
Yeah.
I thought that
Huh.
would definitely be something. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Jumbotron. I wonder how many people are being honest with that.
Yeah, right. Maybe they're just thinking that would be the worst place.
Yeah, that's true. So, alrighty. Well, it's pretty good so far. Anything you'd like to add to
Mhm.
that before we wrap
No,
everything?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, for everyone, don't forget if you'd like to support what we're doing, you can always, we have the affiliate link in the description below for NordVPN. If you've purchased the service, again, I have used it and I'd recommend it. It helps support what we're doing. And also, Rachel has her, I'm sorry,
Nonprofit organization,
thank you.
Literacy Connections of the Hudson Valley. We have the link posted there, and we are a nonprofit that recruits volunteers to teach people how to read and write or how to speak English for the first time. If you live in the Hudson Valley area, you can
always join us. Or if you don't live in the Hudson Valley area, you can always click that nice yellow donate button on our website and help fund what we're doing here.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, and yeah, as I said before, there's a complete description. The NordVPN link is in the description, and then Literacy Connections is also there with a complete description for that one as well. So you can see both those links. So, alrighty. So, anything else you'd like to say before we wrap everything up?
I don't think so. Anybody that's getting our storm on Friday, just stay safe.
Stay safe, yes. So, okay. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time.